We should define sustainable by what our wonderful accomplishments are. We are using less land to make more food with less diesel, with less erosion, with less natural resources than has ever been done before. Okay, organic is really just about feelings. It's the person that wants to believe they care more. It's the Toyota Prius of food. I drive a Dodge Ram 2500. I figure I'll just put the Prius in the back and toss it out like a dinghy if I run out of gas. Personally, I gotta tell you, I have a policy. I have never let a Prius pass me. Even if I'm on foot. But you don't buy a Prius because of the economics. The Prius buyer buys them because it makes them feel good. So all of your arguments about the fact that organic food has copper sulfate on it or various other herbicides that are approved for organic, those are factual statements. Those are scientific statements. They're not feelings statements.
I would absolutely see Damian again. He's dynamic, funny, enthusiastic, and he's always coming back with something different.
In the United States, we're so well fed, we're so well off that people take up food causes. And now it's corn syrup and sugar. Everybody believes that Bud Light created this whole controversy, as I call it, but Bud Light had nothing to do with this whole controversy. Bud Light just capitalized on it, as any savvy marketing company does. Anheuser-Busch is pretty darn good at advertising, aren't they? Who doesn't remember some of their great Super Bowl ads? After 9/11, when they showed those Clydesdales come out and salute the former Tylers, you about cried. You think Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch don't know how to sell product? They didn't create the anti-corn syrup movement, they merely capitalized on it. You have one of two choices in life. You can have money or you can have horses. And you'll never have both. At every ag meeting, somebody says, main thing we gotta realize is we gotta feed the world, we gotta feed the world, we gotta feed the world. We love the term. You know what? You should have trademarked it. Feed the world. Because at every ag meeting for the last 50 years, we've talked about feed the world. And we tell ourselves that there's gonna be 10 billion people here. Here's the problem with that logic. First off, production always catches up. We got 7.6 billion people on Earth today. 800 million of them are kinda hungry. Maybe starving. 800 million of 7.6 are kind of hungry to starving. 20 years ago, it was 1 billion, meaning 200 million more, and the population was 6 billion. We put 1.6 billion more mouths on Earth and decreased the number that are starving or hungry by 20% in the meantime. Production always catches up. We love the story of Feed the World because it plays right into our strength. We're good at making lots of stuff. So we don't have to change, we just keep on making stuff. Well, guess what? Change is coming. That's what we need to grasp, is that it's not about feeding the world 20 years from now, because the world's gonna have enough food. It's your dollars. We will continue to produce it. For the first time ever, you could be a beef rancher in Montana and grow Scottish Highland steers that are stroked by your daughter's brush every day and blessed by a rabbi, and each of them is named Clarence. And you'll find somebody through the foodie movement and the internet that wants to buy a Scottish Highland who is petted by your daughter and blessed by a rabbi named Clarence. I'm not kidding. I have an all-natural beef operation. Does anybody know what that means? I don't either. I just charge more for it.
What I liked most about Damian's presentation was, one, his relatability and humor, but also his use of facts and information that consumers and producers can take home and utilize to their benefit.
And we're all grateful for his ability to tell relatable stories to a pretty broad audience that connect agriculture and our basic human existence, make ag a digestible conversation, and bring a little humor to the table.
Just like when I make jokes about the USDA, because I got a brother that works for the USDA. Actually, that's not true. He's employed by the USDA. The business of agriculture needs to understand that as much as we talk about these consumers, we must understand that we work for them, that they have a lot of money, and also that we can peacefully coexist. But we must first understand they don't get what we do. Here's what really matters. People care about themselves. They care about themselves and their feelings, and that's what matters. So always make your story about them. If you eat it, drink it, or smoke it, agriculture produced it. And these things are pretty clever, right? So my wife, and I just printed up, and my wife says, are those gonna be a hit? And I said, I don't know, it's like a joke. You gotta try it out a few times, but I couldn't do that. So I printed up 1,000 of them. And you never know. First gig I did out of the chute, Colorado. These things flew off the table. I'll see you out there, thanks.